Ooh.
Ooh.
Budweiser Select. 55 calories, 1.9 carbs. Because we can.
Skinny is trying to get skinny, is what he's trying to do.
Hey, I'm not drinking again. I'm not drinking those all pod just to chug it because I'm drinking Blue Moon and I'm not shotgunning a Blue Moon. But welcome back to another episode of Two Drunk Guys and a Football Podcast. We're your hosts. I am Skinny Domestic.
I am Marcus the Hammer Mary.
We got another good episode for you, and guess what? It's Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl. Second to last episode of the 2023 season.
Yeah. Second to last episode. We'll have one more next week. And then we're going to take a break for a while and kind of get things revamped or whatever. And then we'll come back to you guys. But we'll still have everything else, on the Twitter, the Instagram, the X, the Insta, the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok that I just recently redid and got going again.
Dope.
But yeah, good episode ahead. Of course, we're going to bring in the news. Got our bad betting for the Super Bowl. Top 10 plays of the NFL season that Marcus and I created a list of. Our top 10 plays. Maybe you guys don't agree. But our top 10 plays of the season. And then we're going to go into the Super Bowl. Everything Super Bowl. And, talk about the game a little bit. But to get started, Marcus, why don't you get us started with the news?
I'm going to start us out with the saddest thing of 2024. You see this right here? You probably can't tell what this is. I'll show the camera. Is it focused? Can you see? You can see?
Yeah, we can see that.
That right there is Teddy Bridgewater's signature. And I had this ball. I got this ball from my mother. It was by some ex-Minnesota Viking guy that was on the team. My mom knew her wife or something like that. She gave me this. I'm showing you guys this ball because Teddy Bridgewater retired, and that makes my heart hurt. I love Teddy, man. Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Cool, just an outstanding person. I guess he's going to be a head coach for his high school, his alma mater high school, Miami, whatever they are, whatever it is, Miami, Florida, Pittsburgh Steelers, whatever they are, but he's going to go do that. I mean, I was looking at his stats. He actually had a pretty decent career for what he was. If you pull him up and look at him, he had like almost double the amount of touchdowns that he did interceptions, and I don't know. I just missed the guy. I'm sad that it didn't work out with Minnesota. It really does. I loved him. I remember the playoff or the preseason game before he got hurt. We just came off. Adrian Peterson had a good year. Teddy Bridgewater came off his second season, was looking good. And we were coming in. I was at college. I watched him drop back and just throw a bomb to Charlie Johnson. True Vikings fan, remember the name. He was supposed to be our number one receiver before Adam Thielens and Diggs really came out. He throws it, just catches him in stride. He runs it for touchdowns against the Bengals. Then literally the same day that they came out with the news that Teddy Bridgewater destroyed his leg is the same day I quit football.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes, the same day because I remember I was at Ellsworth, my hamstring was all fucked up, and I was just I'm just thinking about not doing it. And then I thought it was a sign from God because Teddy Bridgewater, they came out with the news. And we knew about it before, but then that was confirmed. He tore his ACL, MCL, and it was the worst knee injury that the NFL's seen in years. I was like, okay, I'm done. I hung up my cleats. I was like, I am no longer playing football. It's like, it is not worth it. So the same day that happened, but
you're gonna have to change your number to 55 now in flag. Honor his Lions number, dude. If only the Vikings had good groundkeepers, huh? Keeping the field perfect, just terrible.
No, the NFL's rigged. There's no way. How do you do that on a drop back? That's what killed me. I was like, dude, he's like this. Like he was like my quarterback, man. Like I always thought he never had big stats, but dude, the dude was calm. He'd go out there, he'd drop back, he'd throw passes. Like he was perfect for the Vikings offense at the time.
Yeah.
Um, Once he tore his freaking ACL, MCL, PCL, everything in his knee, and his knee was just gone, and Everson Griffin was throwing up, and he was like, Dalvin Cook gave me this gun. All that stuff, yeah. All the crazy stuff that happened, like I was like, dude, what is this world? But that's once the NFL was first rigged. That's once it all came out. Teddy Bridgewater never tore his leg.
All right, what do you got next for us? Before you start crying.
I'm trying not to. So Dan Quinn was hired as the Commanders' head coach. I don't think he was their first pick. I think it's a solid pick. I don't mind Dan Quinn. He did a pretty okay job with the Cowboys. I mean, that Cowboys defense is good, but it didn't show up to big games, so I don't know how it'll be. I mean, Dan Quinn did take the team to a Super Bowl, the Falcons, and then lost to the Patriots.
They're going to have to revamp that defense. Like, I imagine their whole plan is to just upgrade the shit out of that defense with him there now. And he'll be able to do something with it. I think Emmanuel Forbes might be able to be a little bit better under Dan Quinn compared to Ron Rivera. Kind of shocking, though, that they didn't stay in-house for it. But, you know... it kind of tag teams. There's two with this. There's a lot of news around the Commanders. Yeah.
They did not keep Eric Bieniemy, which I don't like that. I actually think Eric Bieniemy is a good coach. He's kind of old school, and I know that now things are more about your feelings. It's just about next man up, get it done. You know, it's not the Mike Zimmer era coaches are kind of dying off. A lot of them are like, oh, how do the players feel? You know, stuff like that. But I don't know. I think Eric Bieniemy is a good coach. I think they should have given him a shot, but it looks like he took a chance leaving KC, going to them. And beginning of the year, Sam Howell looked good.
Yeah.
Last 8 games. Because Sam Howell, people are talking about, they got a legit quarterback in Washington. And then he ends the year 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. They threw in Brissett a little bit. Like it was just a dumpster fire at the end of the year. So I just don't know.
Yeah,
he could end up being the Seahawks OC if they haven't filled it yet. I don't think they did yet. So he could. That is a possible landing spot if that doesn't happen. He's probably going to go to KC and be like a passing quarterbacks coordinator or something, something like that.
Yeah, and then Dan Quinn, whatever, I get it. Go get a guy that's been to a Super Bowl, had a good defense, could revamp that defense because you're really just a good defense away from being even more competitive and winning games. With that roster they already have, not keeping Eric Bieniemy, and then I guess this goes into part of that is they hired Cliff Kingsbury, which to me kind of seems that they might be making a push for that quarterback coming out of USC. I don't know.
Yeah, the quarterback. No, I agree. I agree. That's probably what will happen. Here's the thing. He sucks. Take him.
Yeah, you're either banking on one with. I guess the alleged reports are Caleb Williams doesn't want to play for the Bears. If I'm the Bears, I'm either trading back with somebody that wants to draft a quarterback if you can get it, and then go get whatever you want from there, or you just keep the number one and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. Like that's like there's 2 routes you can go if you know you because Marvin Harrison Jr. is definitely probably the best overall, I would say, top prospect. But like you could even if you fell back a couple, got more draft picks or whatever, you could still go get Joe Alt at a tackle. You could get Malik Neighbors. Like it's not like the wide receivers top probably 15. There's 3 or 4 good wide receivers in that category. So you don't have to settle if you don't want to. But if you really want Marvin Harrison Jr., you take him, and the Commanders have the number 2 pick. They can go get Caleb Williams with Cliff Kingsbury. Sam Howell, you could keep him. You could trade him, whatever. He's cheap, so you could keep him as a backup, whatever. But, yeah, Eric Bieniemy, I'm almost convinced either he doesn't interview well or he did have those issues in Colorado back in the day. I don't know if maybe that's something that gets brought up.
What issues in Colorado?
I can't remember exactly. Let me look.
I don't know. Dude, here's the thing. Is it funny? Is it bad that I am more excited for like the mid to late round quarterbacks in the first round than I am like the early first round? What do you do?
So, as a running back at Colorado, he was suspended for interfering with a firefighter at his mother's house. Got busted. Like he got busted for speeding and driving with a suspended license. Was charged with assault. So like, even though this was him back in college, it might be something that could be held against him a little bit. In terms
But dude, he's been an NFL coach for a
it's
long
been over 30.
time.
Yeah, I know it's been over 30 years. But in terms of head coaching, I mean, your head coach is the face of your team now, not your offensive coordinator. But for him, I think he definitely rightfully deserves it. What you do when you're in college is not typically who you are after. Right now, offensive coordinator positions that are open are the Chargers, Raiders, Saints, Seahawks, and technically the 49ers, but Shanahan calls the plays. So, I mean, you don't really need one. But
Oh, I thought only the Seahawks were open right now. I thought everyone else filled them. Oh, really?
Yeah, as of 20 hours ago, the report I read, the Chargers, Raiders, Saints, Seahawks are still open. I could be wrong, but yeah, I think he deserves a shot.
No. The Chargers is not. I don't think it is, Skinny, because Roman. The Chargers hired the old Ravens offensive coordinator. What is his name? Roman something Roman. Roman Reigns.
Dude, I started watching WWE again.
Did you?
Oh,
I don't know.
Roman.
I can't watch.
Okay, they're
Greg Roman.
Oh, he's expected.
I think they all. Oh, expected to.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything with so.
Skinny. Here's the thing.
Whatever.
I can't watch WWE anymore, dude. The best WWE was Attitude Era, dude.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We need to keep moving on.
Ruthless aggression. The next one is Raheem Morris as the new. Why did I put Jets, dude? The new Falcons head coach, because he coached for the Jets.
We
I
already
think.
talked about that last week.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
okay.
you're behind.
Well, it's hard
I
because
guess that one's just so big because you hated Arthur Smith. You're like, I got to repeat this.
Yes, Arthur Smith's bad. Raheem Morris good. And then that's all I have.
Okay.
You have more?
Rex Burkhead retired after 10 seasons. Former Patriots running back. Played for the Texans, too. He retired after 10 years. Solid, third string running back.
Does that mean that there's no more white running backs? I guess Christian McCaffrey. You forget about him.
Well, there's CMC, and then I think there's a couple coming into the league from college.
Oh, too. Is that like... There's that guy from Mizzou, you said?
Well, there's a couple.
Isn't there a guy from Mizzou or Missouri or one of them? I know because I played a franchise. I've been playing Madden, playing a couple franchises, and I played as the Patriots, and I drafted him to the Patriots because he was a white running back.
Are you talking about
because that'd be a Patriot
Cody
thing.
Schrader?
Yeah,
I'm looking at him right now.
I'm pretty sure he's white, but I don't know.
Will Shipley, the Clemson running back, is white. Or I think he's white.
Oh, really? Is that why they fucking suck so bad this year, or what?
No, he's actually pretty good. Yeah, he is. Cody Schrader is Caucasian, it looks like. So, yeah, we'll have a couple. We'll have a couple more in the league, I'm pretty sure. He retired. Ryan Jensen retires, the center for the Bucks, after having some knee issues.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because last year? Not this last season, but the year before, he messed up his knee, and then this year he ended up.
Didn't he get stem cell?
Yeah, he did stem cell instead of like a regular surgery, and I guess maybe that's not going as planned or whatever. So, and maybe he just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. So he retired. Big hit on the Bucks. But I mean, their center that replaced him
Played
well. So at least you got a guy, or you can go. There's a couple centers, decent centers coming into the draft. So definitely look that route if they need to do that. Steve Belichick is also leaving the Patriots after his father's leaving. He's actually going to go be the defensive coordinator for Washington football. So
Nice.
Making a move there. Now you have no more Belichicks in the Patriots organization.
Terrible.
It'll be weird. Definitely weird to see not having any Belichicks on that team anymore. And then lastly...
It's not going to be a different team.
Yeah. And then
Different
lastly,
team.
The NFL, I think it was yesterday, released that they're having a week 1 game in Brazil, and the Eagles are the home team for that.
The Eagles.
No, I'm not
Good.
saying like if it was any other team, I'd say it too. It's not just because it's the Eagles, but
If the Eagles. That's good. That counts as a home team or a home game. I'm glad that you guys have to play in Brazil.
I'd rather not have to play a home game, not at the Lincoln, but clearly it'll be cool. Brazil is one of those countries that's rising up in the football tandem. I mean, we had somebody listen to it from
It's
Brazil.
true.
Listen to the pod from
It's
Brazil.
true. We're very big in Brazil, guys. Brazil is probably out of all our viewership, that's probably at least a percentage of some sort.
Yeah. I was looking at the Eagles schedule. It's not going to be a divisional game. As much as I would love to see an Eagles-Cowboys game in Brazil, because I think that'd just be like the most best presentation.
Crazy.
The 3 teams, I think it's either going to be the Jags, the Packers, or the Steelers, based off of the schedule. At least don't give them give them at least some decent teams, former playoff. The Packers just made the playoffs. Steelers just made the playoff. Give them some good teams or above average teams, instead of some bottom of the barrel stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. The stadium that it's supposed to be at looks pretty neat. So, but it's on a Friday, so it'll be interesting. We might get 4 days, because we don't have Monday Night Football week 1, right? I think Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you do.
So we might have 4 days of NFL football that week too. Plus, adding college. So, because you might still have the Thursday game, have the Friday game. You'll have college football Saturday, NFL Sunday, and then a Monday. Then maybe it's 2 Monday Night Football games the first week. So, I'm looking forward to September, the week of September. What is it, 6th, 5th, something like that?
We're just already thinking about September.
Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. That's it, right? Or the week before? No.
Yeah. No, Labor Day weekend is the week that we draft. That's literally a fantasy football holiday. At
so
this
Labor
point.
Day weekend, it's the weekend after Labor Day weekend, the week of Labor Day weekend or whatever, after Labor Day. So, exciting there. Get some, couple more games in Brazil, and we'll see how that goes. Next thing we got is our bad betting. So again, remember we're 9-3 in the playoffs. About to be 10-3, because Marcus, you tell them what we took.
You know what? We're looking at it. We actually are in with Vegas, and we are rigging the NFL as well. Since we're a very big up and coming podcast, they tell us who to pick so that we can make the money off of it. So, we're taking the Kansas City Chiefs
to cover 2.5.
Period. It doesn't matter what they cover; they're gonna win it.
So if you want to bet $10, because I'll just keep that up with the $10 bet every whatever, since it's not can't parlay anything. I guess we could have done a same game parlay to make it fun, but I didn't think about that until now. CMC anytime touchdown. Travis Kelce.
CMC.
Travis Kelce. Just
no. Here's what we need to bet on: the over/under. How many times do you think we're going to see T Swift presented in that game? I think I'm taking, if it's 5, I'm taking the over.
Over 5? I bet it's over 5. Yeah. No, one thing, I guess, with my bad betting, all right, $10 wins, $8.70. One thing that I have been doing, though, and it's right now I'm ahead, and winning, hitting these parlays, you do a 25 for 25. So you take 5 to 6 legs of a parlay. So each leg is you do 25 rushing yards or 25 receiving yards for a player. So like clearly 25 for like Travis Kelce's like minus 10,000. You're not going to do that, but you're going to do like minus 25. Like I was doing like David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, shit like that. And you do that in a parlay and you bet $25 on it. And I was winning like, $80, and I'm 3-1 in the playoffs doing that. I tried it out and it's been working. So maybe try that for the parlay if you guys want to do that. Try a 25 or 25. I don't know if you could get a full 5 or 6 out of it, maybe, but could be some decent money.
Kadarius Toney, 2 catches.
Oh my God! Did you see him? Did you see what he said?
Yeah, if they get the ball.
Yeah. You got to catch it first.
Yeah,
got to catch it first.
Yeah. Poor Kadarius Toney, dude. Hey, you want to talk about the worst call of the year? Kadarius Toney, fantasy football. That was a bad call on my end.
No,
that
Miles.
Was a bad call.
That one, Miles Sanders is pretty bad, I think.
Did I call Miles Sanders?
Well, I think we both kind of expected him to have like a decent year, but
dude, he was terrible. Chuba took over.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else was bad calls?
Let me go look. I'm gonna go look back at this.
Might as well. We got time.
I don't know if it's in this book or not. I think it might be in another book. Which
all I know is the Kadarius Toney one haunts me because I really was high on him. I didn't draft him anywhere, so.
All right. So we had. So we had like breakout players. I was wrong on Dameon Pierce.
I don't write any of mine down. I need to just keep them on.
I also had Sky Moore having a breakout season. That didn't happen either. Oh, oof. I had Kyle Hamilton having a breakout season.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, you write all yours down. I need to get a notebook and write, but dude, my handwriting's so terrible I wouldn't be able to tell.
I put Dulcich to the moon, and then he gets injured. Travis Etienne was another one that I had. Kenny Pickett didn't go up so well either. So I was
got some bad.
I was like 50-50. All right. Fantasy wise, I don't know. I can't find my fantasy one. I think my fantasy one's in the other notebook, which I have no idea where it is. So can't really do anything with that. But with that,
you have to go back and watch like 80 hours of podcast to find all of it.
I have the notebook somewhere. I think. Maybe my wife threw it away. I don't know. She cleaned my office, so I don't know where anything is anymore. But all right, that's the end of that quarter. Or half, sorry, technically half.
So, we're playing soccer now, boys. No more football,
I guess we could do halves. We could do college basketball. That's 2 halves.
Yeah.
Men's, at least. Yeah, but we got the halves going. All right, so next thing, we're going to do our top 10 plays of the year.
Okay.
Our first, so we did top 10. Numbers 4 through 10 aren't 4 through 10. They're just, it's there. We actually labeled our top 3. So even though we say them, like these numbers 4 through 10 or whatever, the 7 other ones, even though whatever one we say, we're not going to give it a number. So if it may not be as good, it may be better than some of these other ones, but no in particular order for these ones. Marcus, go ahead.
So, me, I like me some Cowboys. I'm a low-key Cowboy bandwagoner. I don't like Dak, but I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Jake Ferguson. I like Tony, but Tony disappointed me. I like Micah Parsons. I like who else they got?
Vander
Trevon
Esch,
Diggs. Yeah,
Gilmore,
Vander Esch, Gilmore, all the good ones.
Diggs.
Demarcus Lawrence, who's still playing somehow.
Diggs. You're a real Dak lover,
Yeah,
I heard. Dak's your favorite.
I am. I do like the Black Kirk Cousins. I'm a big fan. Some would say. Um, but Trayvon Diggs gets hurt this year, and you know what? Deron Bland goes up. The play that we're talking about is his fifth pick six, breaking the record on the year. That was a pretty cool moment. It wasn't like it was the craziest play. He just picks off. What team was it against? I know it was. I don't think it was something crazy, but I remember I've seen it obviously. But it was kind of like they were in like their opponents in between their opponents 50. He just picks it off and runs it in for a touchdown. But that was a really big play, or it was a big moment for him.
The Commanders.
I believe. Yeah, the Commanders. That's right. And he's doing this all as a rookie, I believe, right? Or a first-year player. I think he's a rookie. Yeah, rookie.
He joined Dallas in 2022, so no, not a rookie.
Oh, so he's a first-year player then. But still, I mean, a young player.
Yeah,
And
he had 5 interceptions last year,
oh, really?
and then he had. Wait, hold on.
I thought he was pretty.
Oh, wait.
young.
Yeah, he had 5 Okay, we're talking about pick sixes, not just interceptions. He had 9 interceptions this year. 5 of them were pick sixes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was getting thrown off.
But is he a rookie or
No? He's a second-year player.
Okay. Did he have any picks last year? I knew that he was like a backup.
He had 5 picks, but no touchdowns or anything. He only started half the season.
14 picks to start your career is insane.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a good moment. I mean, I don't know who had that record before, but 5 pick sixes for a touchdown is crazy. That's like some Ed Reed shit.
Yeah. We'll see if he can continue it. Clearly, Gilmore's not the same player that he used to be, so Bland's definitely earned his right as DB number 1 or 2, whatever, between him and Diggs. I mean, put him against anybody.
I like Diggs. They're kind of similar, honestly, to me. They're both guys that will give up a lot of yards, but I feel like they make up for it because they go for the pick.
Yeah.
They're not like some of these corners that just play to not let anyone catch a pass. They'll let people catch passes, but they will ball hawk, which I kind of like better, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So another one of our top 10s. Marcus loves this one. I actually love this one too. Addison strips Ward for a touchdown against the 49ers. At first, I'm like, what the hell even just happened there? Like, did Wardy ever even have it? Or, but Ward had a pick, and Addison stripped it right back. And the best part about it...
Go ahead.
The best part about it is earlier in the game, Ward, did that to him for an interception. So,
yeah, that was a cool game. I mean, that's the reason why. Because I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but the Kirk Cousins curse. Because you like that. But anyway, that's why the 49ers aren't going to win the Super Bowl. Because Kirk Cousins cursed. No one's ever won a Super Bowl that has lost to Kirk Cousins in the regular season, supposedly. And if they do win the Super Bowl, Kirk Cousins is better than the Super Bowl champion team.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, Addison doing that was crazy.
It was. It was a good game. That Addison, I feel like that was Addison's kind of breakout, and honestly, I feel like that kind of proved the potential that he has.
Yeah, and there was missed passes, pass deflect. There were times where I'm pretty sure Addison could have had 4 touchdowns that game and had 300 yards, just the way how things were going. Yeah, that definitely deserves a top 10 play if you're doing that for a touchdown. And everybody was like stunned on what happened too. I remember like Ward's laying there and all the other 49er defenders are like, "What's going on?" And he just eases in.
I'm pretty sure Addison scored he had 2 touchdowns in that game too. Like he was going off.
Yeah.
My next one is, so I watched this one in Illinois. I'm sorry, but I'm not a big Illinois guy, but I was in Illinois. It was Black Friday. The Jets are playing the Dolphins, and let me tell you, what a snoozer of a game. That game sucked. I had Brees Hall, didn't love it, didn't have a good time watching it. I believe it's Tim Boyle throws up a freaking pass, pick 6 on a Hail Mary to end the quarter, throws up a pass, pick 6 by Deron Holland. That was insane. I remember watching, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Took it back.
I was like, what are they doing?
Took it back 99 yards.
Yeah, dude, he picked it and took it all the way back, and it was just, I don't know. It's the epitome. That play right there is the epitome of the Jets offense last year. Literally in one play.
Yeah, and the crazy part too is they weren't even down that bad. Like if you just would have
they were in the game.
Yeah, go to halftime, come back out, you're fine. But you allow that score to happen with no time left on the clock, you put yourselves in a very bad predicament going into halftime. In the worst predicament you could have put yourselves going into halftime.
Oh, 100%. You know what? If I'm the Jets offensive coordinator next year, because did they fire Hackett?
I don't think so. I think Hackett's still there technically.
Well, that's because Rodgers did. But if I'm not passing it to what's his nuts, Garrett Wilson, I'm handing off to Brees Hall, dude, all day, every day, baby.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Our next top 10 play is Keenan Allen one-handed catch versus. Sorry, but the Jets are on the list again against the Jets.
That was crazy.
For somebody that isn't one, he's older. He's he's known for his hands and all that, but not that type of hands. Where he's known for, we're gonna throw him in the slot. He's gonna go snag that pass with both hands. Turned his body around. Just it was very impressive.
Circus catch. I remember watching that. I was like, "There's no way he caught it."
Well, then
the dude just,
and then how he came down to the impact. I think would have jarred that ball loose, but could have been a better pass by Justin Herbert because he was wide open. But very beautiful catch.
Circus catch. That was a crazy play. Keenan Allen, for how much I avoid Keenan Allen in every draft, not because he's bad, because he is a top 10 or top 5 receiver once he's healthy, but he's just never healthy. But yeah, the next one is Tyler. How do you pronounce the last name?
Tylan Wallace.
Tylan Wallace. Okay, excuse me. His walk-off TD versus the Rams on a punt return.
In OT, even better.
In OT, yeah. That was a crazy game. The Rams versus Ravens game was a really, really crazy game with a lot of scoring and I don't know. The Rams are scrappy this year. That I thought that they were going to get their asses kicked, but they came back and they fought.
Yeah,
Puka had a great game. Lamar had a good game. Everyone had a great game. It was just so back and forth in that game, and to come off and to end it with a kick return for a touchdown is insane.
I remember when that punt return happened, there was this guy was getting blocked in the back, or this guy. It's things like that go unmissed on kickoffs and punt returns all the time.
Yeah.
He rode the sideline. Somebody should have just been able to push him out. He rode the sideline.
What you got to do?
Yeah, it was just poor special teams play. That's all it was. And to win the game off punt returns, very big. We do have another one on the list eventually, but those with how the rules are for kick returns and punt returns, in terms of player safety and all that stuff, you don't get to see these a lot anymore. And when they happen, they're electrifying. And I'm going to hold those way more over those are more electrifying than a 75-yard touchdown pass. Just like it's like
Yeah.
at this point. Like I punt returns, kick returns, I live for. Next one we have is Chiefs versus Dolphins. Chiefs cause a forced fumble on Tyreek Hill, and then they do the lateral for the scoop and score touchdown. I don't even know who was involved with this play because there was I don't remember who scored it and who but I remember the Chiefs player is like about to get tackled, and the guy's he's bigger than whoever's tackling him, and he just like turns around and he's like, "Oh, here you go, like take it," and then right down the sideline. Right down the sideline.
That was the playoff game, correct?
No.
They played in the I don't think
Yeah,
they played. They played in
yeah.
the regular season.
Yeah, because it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought I couldn't remember. I thought they played in. Oh no, they didn't.
Yeah, it was
the
regular,
Bills played.
Yeah, it had to be regular season because.
Did the Bills play the Chiefs in the? No, they. Who took out the Dolphins in the playoffs? I thought it was the Chiefs. Did they play them twice? I couldn't remember.
So they played in the wild card, and then they played the week before the Eagles. So what was that? Week 5, 6, 7, 8? 1,
oh, really?
2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Week 9 they played.
I didn't know if that was in the playoffs or if that was in there. That was a crazy play.
The playoffs was cold. This game was not cold, but I remember they had to review it because they were trying to say like Tyreek either didn't catch it or because of how quick it happened. I mean, it was a bang play, but yeah, Tyreek definitely had the possession, pop it out.
He never really had his revenge game this year either.
No, nope, not when you have
poor Tyreek too.
Yeah, terrible. But yeah, scoop and score. But the best part about it was the scoop. Oh, turn around. We're gonna pitch it to my player because that's what the Chiefs do with Travis. Travis Kelce's promoting all the pitching going around, so they go in.
It's like they're playing flag football out there, dude. A bunch of pitching and going. My next one is Jack Jones. One-handed pick six versus the Chargers. And that was the game that the Raiders just schmacked the Chargers.
Yeah. My favorite.
Crazy pick.
Well, again, it's one of those things where you have to, you control your body. Because they just did a quick, wide receiver screen, is what they called or whatever. And you see Jack Jones. Jack Jones is past the line of scrimmage. He's got to turn around and snatch that ball one-handed, comes down with it, walks in the end zone because they're only on the 20-yard line. But impressive-ass catch. DBs aren't supposed to be able to catch the ball like that. They're a DB for a reason.
Probably the best play of best highlight of the Raiders team all year this year.
That or who is that wide receiver? Parker? No, not Parker.
Trey Tucker?
Yeah, Trey Tucker had a deep ball, diving deep ball catch that was actually pretty impressive too. I'd probably say those two are their top two probably.
Josh Jacobs had a 80-yard run against the Chiefs.
No one cares about that. A diving deep ball catch, you got to land, hold on to the ball, have the impact of the ground. Josh Jacobs running, the line blocked well for once, and he found the right hole, and he was just faster than everybody else that could catch him.
You just have no love for the Tad.
All right, we are now to our top three. Official top three. We actually made these our top three. So our number 3 is another punt return for a touchdown. We're giving it to Gibson, the undrafted free agent for the Jets. Week 1 versus the Bills. They lose Aaron Rodgers. After that, everybody's like, "Oh no, they're gonna get their shit stomped now. You're gonna be out of that game." Nope, you took it to him. Could have went to overtime. Bills punt. He forced the punt. The Bills punt. And this undrafted free agent comes in, takes the punt return to the house for the win. That was huge. Like, that was electrifying. Like, being week 1 of the NFL and that happening definitely deserves the top 3. It's not just the play, it's the everything around it, too,
I hated that game. I really did. Rodgers got hurt. I played your dad in fantasy and lost because I needed like 10 or 20 points from Josh Allen, and he couldn't do it. He just could not do it because the Jets were just smoking him. And also that same week, Tyreek Hill went off, so it was just a terrible week.
Yeah, what week did
Tyreek
Hill not go off? Pretty much. I mean,
he scored 40 points week 1 or something like that.
But still, like he went off.
But still,
he went off
like,
a lot of the
weeks. Like going 30 points, 40. It's like anytime you get 40, it's like. But no, that was crazy. That was a good game too, honestly, for what it was. It's the hide your mother, hide your stepmother, hide your anything. Not Sam Darnold. What's his name? Zach Wilson came in and just led that offense. The freaking throwing Mormon dude was just killing it out there.
Oh yeah, the throwing Mormon. is that his nickname for you now?
Something like that. The next one breaks my heart. Vikings versus Bengals. Jake Browning, who obviously has some animosity towards the Vikings, saying, you could have had me at the end of the game. I don't know. Different regime, basically a different team, in my opinion, but what are you going to say? The only person on that team was Harrison Smith at this moment in time. And possibly Danielle Hunter, but, whatever. Potato. But they throw it up. Corner are close to the end zone, 5-yard line. T. Higgins catches it, turns around, scores, and the Bengals beat us because Vikings DB suck. We should pass on a quarterback and get a cornerback because Jesus Christ, dude. But yeah, it was a good game.
When that catch happened, my jaw dropped. He was 2 yards away from the end zone, getting dragged out of bounds. And just...
Yeah, I know.
Spun around. Just whips it out. Was like, let's hope. And there was
T. Higgins?
They were down a touchdown. There was 20 seconds left or whatever.
Yeah. That was to win it too, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was to tie the game. It was no, it was still in regulation. Oh, yeah, it was they needed it. But that's so impressive. Just so fucking impressive.
Dude. I'm telling you right now, T. Higgins is going to get a ton of money in free agency. I don't think he's going to be a Bengal.
No.
Maybe a Kansas City Chiefs.
There's no way.
I
still want Mike Evans to go to the Chiefs. T. Higgins can go wherever else he wants.
I don't know. I want to see him. I want fantasy relevant T. Higgins.
Yeah. Well, dude,
is it bad that my level of fandom for NFL, it's where are these players going to really make a impact on my fantasy football team?
A little bit, kind of concerning, but I guess everybody's like that. I think, he could do it just to be I'm going to go play with a team that consistently is winning the AFC all the time and making it to the Super Bowl, but I still want Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is the better option. I guess you get a younger guy with T. Higgins, but T. Higgins just... Dude,
watch him do the wrong thing and go for the money and go to Carolina or something.
The Bears? They don't draft a wide receiver, the Bears. Teams that...
Dude, low key, if they could get T. Higgins... That first round, dude, the Bears, if they got T. Higgins and DJ Moore and traded, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be good. He's going to be a stud. His daddy was a freaking stud, man. Yeah. But, you go in there and you trade that first round pick, Bears fans, I'd be excited. Yeah. rebuild that team.
So our number one catch of the year, Marcus wasn't high on the guy coming into the season. I was very high on him. I've always liked him.
I was high on Sutton. We both were fighting for Sutton.
I think I was higher, but still, you just don't.
You're always high.
We're going with Cortland Sutton tiptoe touchdown against the Bills.
It was insane.
Russ had to scramble around a little bit, put up a Hail Mary in hopes that somebody comes down with it. Nobody thought that Cortland Sutton came down with this ball with his feet in the end zone, and full extension, 2 feet, tiptoes in back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Super impressive. Just the footwork, the concentration of the ball, just everything about that catch was spectacular. And for a guy that you really don't think does those type of things, like.
Dude, I think it was a better throw than a catch, though. Like Russell Wilson on 4th and 2, spinning around, tossing it up, and it was in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
Like, it was where it had to be.
Yeah.
Sutton, here's the thing, dude. Sutton was awesome this year. Sutton was so good.
Yeah.
Your wife got him, I don't know.
Sadly in fantasy, but
I had him in my league, and I was happy, dude. I started him every week. I could not.
Yeah.
Like, he was like legitimately like a top 20 play every single week. Like, he was sitting in my flex, and I was like, do I play this guy or do I play Cortland Sutton? I'm like, well, Cortland Sutton scores touchdowns like every freaking week,
because
dude.
nobody else on that team could do anything. But yeah, I mean, the whole play itself. I guess maybe instead of saying Cortland Sutton touchdown, we'll just go the whole play. Like Russ,
dude, the whole play was crazy.
Russ didn't look washed this year. He looked better.
No.
It wasn't still great, but it was better. And that pass is fucking a stellar pass. Not many quarterbacks are going to be able to do that shit. And then Cortland Sutton clearly being able to come down with that on the other end, very big. Like one of the plays we had talked potentially put up here was not in the top, not number one, but that Hurts to AJ Brown tiptoe in. Like, that was impressive, but this way more impressive, and that's coming from a very hardcore Eagles fan. So there's our top 10. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. That's fine. Some of these plays maybe are on your top 10. But Marcus and I were talking, and we were watching some of these videos, trying to, like, look at the plays. Like, I'd written some down through the year. Like, there wasn't really that many big, true highlights this season. Like, it was a bad year for highlights. Like, you used to get mossed catches all the time, things like that. Like, things like that where you're just like, wow, that's impressive. Like, it was just not impressive this year.
Tom Brady said it best, though. We are getting a worse product from football. And it's true. I mean, I love watching football, but the games we had, like, it's the same thing. Why there's no MVP caliber player, really, honestly. Even CMC had a really good year, but, like, CMC this year, is it the same as Adrian Peterson the year that he won the MVP? Fuck no. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
He may score more touchdowns.
There's a domination factor when it comes to that you want in your MVP, and no player really dominated.
No.
Like CMC, you could keep in check in certain times. He didn't have as big a game sometimes. Like, he still had big games. Like, don't get me wrong. He had over 2,000 all-purpose yards. But, like, there were times where he could be in check. Derrick Henry, Adrian Peterson, those, like Jonathan Taylor, you could try to keep them in check all you want, but they were dominating in the run game. Like,
oh yeah,
like those are the type, or like Peyton Manning's 50 plus touchdowns, like
Brady,
Newton, like those are MVPs where you're just straight dominating. Like, no matter what you do, you can't stop them. And I don't think that there was a single one really this year that stood out. Like, this year was the
best
worst
player this year. This year, and it's not even close in my opinion. Josh Allen deserves to be the MVP, dude.
Yeah,
he had the best
and the
statistical year,
and
he was rough.
Yeah, and the only thing, yeah, exactly. The only thing that's going to keep him back is his turnovers were high,
Mm-hmm.
but he was able to get his team in the playoffs, and he led the league in touchdowns. Like those are,
Mm-hmm.
if there was anything close to being dominant, he would probably be the most dominant because he was scoring. He was able to.
Yeah.
But it's sad. Hopefully next year's better when it comes to some of there's.
It needs to be because of the overall product, and it's because these players, it's just not the same as it was. Like, you can't tell me that Mahomes versus Burrow is the same thing as Manning, Brady. And it's just not. It's like Manning, Brady. It's just, I don't know. And partially it's because the NFL, all these rules they put on them, like defenses can't be defenses. Like Brady was out there cooking defenses that hit him. Like Brady got hit his whole year. The only quarterback in the league that I think is like sitting there getting hit all the time a bunch is Kirk Cousins, dude.
Yeah,
Like a lot. Like
one of the ones that like Justin Fields gets hit a lot, doesn't get calls.
Yeah, he
like
does.
it's actually pretty crazy. Like watching like the difference with that, but yeah, hopefully next year we have better top 10 plays because it really wasn't all that like.
Here's to it, or we're gonna be talking way more about the UFL.
UFL and college football next year is gonna be that's gonna be our new thing. And,
I'm the biggest college guy, dude.
Yeah. All right, if you say so. All right, Super Bowl, everything Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday. Marcus, you're hosting the Super Bowl. You kind of took that over after. Gosh, it's been a couple.
It's been probably 3 years now.
Yeah,
it's because my cousins keep coming.
Yeah, so they're
so
coming.
I have family.
Yeah, so then you were starting to take it over because I used to host it, but then like I'd have like a fuck ton of people.
You were the OG dude back in the day.
Yeah, I hosted the Super Bowl. I hosted a lot of shit, but
the first Super Bowl I came and watched at your house. I used to do the Chief Keef stuff all the time. Remember that?
Yeah.
Back with the PUBG days, where I'd be like, "Motherfuckers always in the barber shop talking about Chief Keef ain't this." You know how it is. Anyway, I'd always do that. But back in the PUBG days, the good days. But the first Super Bowl I watched actually with you was the Patriots versus the Falcons. Great Super Bowl.
Dude, I remember that one down in the living room.
Dude, that was awesome. I remember Joseph Lechuga and Eddie were so damn quiet that whole game. Man.
And then when
everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah," everybody's ragging on them, and then everything turned around, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck?" Yeah,
yeah. Because I left. I actually left halfway through with Tavier, and I left, and I said Brady's going to come back because that was the first year that I was like on the Brady train. And I was like, because it used to be like trendy to hate Brady, but then after that year, I was like, nah, dude, everyone's saying he's washed up. I don't agree with it. So I started getting on the Brady train, and bang, bang, boom, they came back, won a Super Bowl, Julian Edelman catch, and what was that running back's name? Something White.
James White.
James White rushed in for a touchdown. Bing, bang, boom, Super Bowl winners.
I was always a Breeze guy, but
I know. We argued about.
Yeah, I didn't start I wasn't like on the Brady train until like he went to the Bucks. Once he left the Pats, I was like, all right, Brady does this with another team, and yeah, I like.
See, I should have bet on that because when Brady went to the Bucks, because I wasn't the manager at the time. I told the manager because he was big into football. He's a Vikings fan too. I was like, I'll bet you everything that the Bucks win the Super Bowl this year. He's like, nah, I don't believe it. And what they do? Win the fucking Super Bowl because they were good.
Yeah. All right, to get started, we're just gonna break down some Super Bowl things, and then we'll talk about the game itself. So, two things when you think of the Super Bowl, besides like the actual game itself, you think of commercials and you think of halftime show, right? I feel like that's pretty fair. So we're going to talk about our favorite commercial and Super Bowl halftime show, and
I agree.
I guess the third thing would be your snacks, whatever,
Really?
Yeah, you think of commercials, halftime show, snacks, and then the game. Like, the game's just there. Unless you're like a fan of the team, nobody really cares. Like, that, I think that's how it goes. Like, nobody really cares. So, yeah. So
it's a national holiday.
Yeah, pretty much. People should say that we shouldn't have to work that Monday. I agree, but here's the federal government.
I take it off.
I usually
the federal
take it off,
government just
but
hates football.
But with my job, I could literally go in at 11 o'clock and then make up the other time like later. Like, it's not even like I don't have to take it off anymore at this point. So I can be like, oh, I'm gonna go in at 10, or whenever I wake up, I'll go work and then I'll make up the rest of the time or whatever. But I don't got to take PTO. All right, Marcus.
There you go.
What is your all-time favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Obviously, I wasn't alive for this, but I do enjoy. I thought about it. There's a couple good ones. Honestly, Bud Light had a good one where they. Do you remember the one where the guy's like, "Here's a trick that my dog can do," and the dog brings him the beer, and he's like, "Here's a trick my dog can do," and it bites the dude in the nuts, and then the beer flies in his hand. Like that. There's some funny ones. Bud Light, not a great beer, but
A+
commercial.
They might be coming around now. I think they're collabing with Shane Gillis now.
Shane Gillis is hilarious.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
best Trump impression I've ever seen out of someone, dude.
And he's going to be on SNL later this month, guys. So I imagine
Shane Gillis
might be seeing him do another Trump impression. Who knows? But
he's pretty funny. He is pretty funny, but still don't care. The beer sucks. Budweiser or Busch Light or Natty Light all the way. But Michelob, I love me some Michelob. But anyway, my favorite commercial, Super Bowl commercial, is a Mean Joe Green where the kid throws him a Coke and he said, "Catch this," and throws him like I think it's a jersey, I can't remember, or something like that. But that's my favorite one. That's a good commercial. I mean, they always have a good one. The Doritos commercials are pretty funny too. With like have you seen the one with the dog where he has a shock collar? Do you remember that one? Where it's like,
yeah.
Speaking, I'll give you a Dorito. Speaking, I'll give you the Dorito. And then the dog takes it out, puts it on him, and then like takes the Dorito. He's like, he says something, or the dog barks and it shocks him. There's a couple good Dorito ones. I like those, but I don't know. Mean Joe Green, dude, very nice, good one.
If you're a Family Guy watcher, Family Guy makes fun of that. with the
Mean Joe Green one,
when Peter's like, "Hey, Mean Joe Green," and he's like, "Have a Coke," and then Mean Joe Green throws all of his clothes on him, the whole jersey.
Yeah,
no, I always Coke, like seriously, like Coke, Pepsi, like those big companies always have good ones. Budweiser, Doritos usually have very good ones. Snickers, even like the Betty White commercial with Snickers back in the day. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
even though she only says like 2 lines, it's like, you're not you when you're hungry. Like you're what is it? Like you're playing like Betty White out there. It's like, hey, I'm doing the best I can or some shit. My favorite one, just because it gets like, I'm not an emotional person, but back in the day when this one aired, I got the feels. Like it hit me. Budweiser knows how to get you in the feels sometimes. My favorite one's the Brotherhood one, where the farmer raises the Clydesdale, and then he sends the Clydesdale off to Budweiser, and he goes to the parade, and then during the parade, the Clydesdale sees him, and then like he's getting in his truck, and the Clydesdale's like running down the street to him, and he gets out, just like those are things that make grown men cry. All right, like that's my favorite.
Like,
oh yeah. No, like I'm pretty sure, like when that aired, the first like during the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure I teared up. Like that's how.
Seems like this is the most fucking American thing I've ever
I know.
seen.
Well, you have to think like that came out. I want to say it was like 2015 or something like that. Like I was either in high school or just out of high school, and I drink Budweiser a lot. Like, if I could afford Budweiser, I was drinking Budweiser instead of Busch Light. Like, those were the two options. So,
Bud Heavy, dude.
yeah. So when I was drinking Bud Heavy, it made an impact. Like, all their Clydesdales ones are always good, and like that was back when they would like do the name the baby Clydesdales and all that.
Have you ever met a Clydesdale?
Yeah. So the Budweiser ones were at some. I don't think it was the Iowa State Fair, but there was some like county fair or something that I went to, and they were there. So,
really,
yeah,
we So obviously, I've talked to you about once we went to the Budweiser, whatever it was, their factory in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. We got to see like their stables and stuff like that, and go see this Clydesdale. Honestly, that trip right there is what made me fall in love with Anheuser-Busch products. Made me start drinking beer. Like that changed my life completely for the worse. Obviously,
yeah. Marcus used to not be a beer guy. He used to drink those. One, it'd be liquor, vodka specifically, or it would be the fucking
green
apple ales and red apple, like
I was down in the Wickeds. The Wicked Angry Orchard.
Were you drinking like Mike Hards too, or is that somebody else?
No, I drank the Mike's Hards a little bit.
Yeah.
I've come a long way. I did that, but then then 2018, 2019, I was like 22. I started getting the beer, and
his balls dropped. That's what happens. He started growing hair on his chest.
I got hair on my balls, like it was everywhere.
No, hair on your
next
chest.
thing you know.
Okay, all right. I said hair on your chest.
Both.
And your balls dropped.
Both. It's on both. It's on both. But
all right. And then, what's your favorite halftime performance?
It's gotta be. It's more recent. Obviously, I don't care about the halftime performance as much as some people do. Like, obviously, had crazy ones, but I think my favorite one was that once they had like Eminem, 50, I believe Snoop Dogg was on there, Dr. Dre was on there. I feel like that was a really, really fun one for me.
When 50 was
because, dude, you got to see, you got to see Fat Fiddy. Fat Fiddy. That was a pretty entertaining one. Other than that, I didn't really care. I didn't really care about the Weekend one or I don't know, insert whatever other one there was.
Mine.
The Justin.
Mine's definitely like every one that everybody should be saying. Janet Jackson, wardrobe malfunction, Nipplegate.
Oh yeah, you would say that. Nipplegate.
You got boob.
We're
out
talking
there.
about nipples, folks. You got pure nipples.
Yeah, you got boob. You got Booby out there. Come on, who doesn't love Booby? It was like 2005. I was 10 years old. Like, whoa! Like, that's like when you're starting to get into that shit, and you're like, oh my god, I just saw a boob. Like, clearly.
Yeah, Skinny's like I can't turn on the internet because it's all dial up, and it takes 5 minutes to see a picture of boobs, and he was like, I got to see it on live television. I don't even have the cables or anything.
Yeah, of course. That's exactly how it went. No.
Who did that tour though? Wasn't it Justin Timberlake?
Like, it was supposed to. So her bra was supposed to stay, but when he ripped it, it all came off. Like, there was supposed to be it was supposed to be like a bra there still. So yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
Nice, dude.
Of course.
Nice. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't watch that.
Prince was always a good one too. I like Prince, so Prince always put on good ones. Because he did it twice, didn't he? I think he did. He did the one in Minnesota, the Super Bowl in Minnesota too. So I like Prince. Then the next one, the Snacks.
He's a big Prince guy.
Yeah, big. I wouldn't say big Prince guy. But
he's the biggest Prince guy.
I think my brother is more.
Too bad. Wait. Too bad Toby Keith never got to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Do a halftime show. R.I.P. Toby Keith.
Toby Keith.
Hey, we got to drink one for Toby, dude.
Beer for my man too. All right, because I don't got whiskey. Man. Should I go grab whiskey? Do I need to go grab the whiskey
for Toby? Maybe. But as you were saying, Oh, he's getting the whiskey for Toby, dude. And we get to see the belly, dude. We get to see Skinny at peak male performance.
Because I'm not a horse. I'll drink some whiskey.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What kind of whiskey's in there?
SoCo.
Are we joking right now? We're drinking SoCo on the pod, dude.
For Toby Keith.
I'm sure Toby Keith was drinking a little bit nicer stuff than freaking SoCo.
I got like Buffalo Trace and Yellowstone and something else, but I don't want to.
You're damn right. I got you that Yellowstone.
Yeah, but we're saving that for Yellowstone. But
whenever we go,
hey, blame the floods and shit for that.
I do. Ruined it, dude. But yeah.
All right.
So cool.
Must have Super Bowl snacks or must have top 3, whatever.
Number 1. How are you not going to drink beer on the Super Bowl?
It's not a snack, but I guess I'll count it.
It is a snack. You're not telling me that this is not a tasty snack?
It's not a snack.
First of all, it has how many calories in it?
It's a beverage.
90 calories. It is a snack. You can eat it if you want to. You can make it into a slushie.
So
that's not beer. I don't know what that is, but that's not beer. That ain't Christian. But I would say beer. Once I think of Super Bowl, I think of drinking. Once I think of drinking, I think of obviously beer because we drink beer on this podcast, and the NFL sponsors, I don't know, Miller Lite, Busch Light, not Busch Light, but Budweiser and or straight up Bud Light. So I would say it's a very good snack for the Super Bowl.
Just go down your list.
Oh, you want me to go down my list?
Yeah.
All the way down? Next one's
there's
chips
only
and
3
dip.
of them, so
Chips and dip.
Classic.
How are you going to go through the Super Bowl? Classic. Any chips, Tostinos. You're also sponsored the NFL. You need your Tostinos with your. I prefer like the party dip. I like the party dip. You can also have anything.
Salsa,
you can make your own
queso.
dip.
I mean, pretty much
yeah,
any.
dude,
as long as there's a dip to put my chip in, I'm pretty much happy.
Oh, dude, pickle dip. Dude, pickle dip is the shit.
Dip. Yeah.
Pickle dip is up there. Like pickle dip. Best dips. What's your best dip right now?
Well, I'm gonna say it on my other list, but 12-layer bean dip, man. That shit fucking smacks.
Skinny loves his beans. I would say pickle dip's up there, dude. Pickle dip's really good, dude.
I love pickle dip too. I'd say that's probably my number 2, but like, yeah. All right.
I'm a big popcorn guy. Popcorn, I feel like goes in with the chips. You don't like popcorn? Dude.
We were so poor growing up that every Sunday, we ate popcorn for dinner, and like it's just I can't do it anymore.
Why is everyone poor eating popcorn? We ate popcorn too. We ate popcorn and Parmesan cheese was our dinner.
You
ate popcorn as dinner though? That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. Because we'd watch a movie, but like I can't do it anymore.
That's terrible. And then my last one is wings. go to Wingstop, go get wings anywhere.
Make your
I
own.
prefer make your own. Wings. You gotta barbecue those bastards though. You can't just throw them in anywhere. You gotta do them right. But wings are amazing.
My top three are, I already said one, the 12 layer bean dip. You got the 12 layers, man. You got the beans, you got the cheese, you got the sour cream, you got, I don't even know what all the layers are off the top of my head. I think black olive, I'm not even a black olive fan, but I fucking eat the black olives and 12 layer bean dip.
Are you gonna bring that to the Super Bowl?
I actually am going to, so.
Are you really?
Yeah, I was going to buy it.
Look
and
at
bring
you,
it.
Skinny.
Well, I was going to ask you,
Really?
hey, well, again, I asked you earlier what you're having. So you're having walking tacos, which isn't wings, for one. Just going to say that.
That's true. That's true.
And then I was going to ask you, like, as we got closer, hey, do you need me to bring anything? And I was really hoping you were going to say, clearly you'd probably say, no, we have it covered. But I was going to also ask, is anybody bringing a 12-layer bean dip? And then I was really hoping you'd say no, because that's what my plan is to bring a 12-layered bean dip. If I make it myself or if I go buy it, it most likely will be brown.
Dude, I bet Maggie could make it. Or your mom. Your mom looks good.
Actually, that's who I kind of thought about asking to make it for me. My next one is
please.
nachos. This kind of plays a part, like, I was going to do, like, chips and, like, any kind of dip, too, but, like, nachos. Just
nachos are
because, like, what's a nacho? Cheese dip on a chip. You could add the meat. You could add the lettuce. You could, like, there's so many ways.
You got to get the jalapenos.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Gotta get the
you can make
jalapenos
nachos in any way, shape, or form that you want. It could be as simple as just cheese on top of it, and that's a nacho, I guess. Like nachos.
True.
I feel like nachos are such a big one. And then my ultimate favorite. I made it every year, and I'm pretty sure like people probably hated me for it, but like I made chili. Chili is like my go-to Super Bowl.
I like
you
chili
can make
too.
a huge ass pot for super fucking cheap and feed a bunch of people. And if there's any leftovers, you got chili dogs and fries for like the next like 4 days. So, dude, chili is like my go-to. You can do so many things with it. Baked potatoes, chili on top of it. Like, yeah, oh yeah.
Chili cheese fries.
Yeah, chili cheese
I'm
fries.
a big chili cheese fries.
I tried chili.
I'm a big chili guy.
I tried chili over pizza rolls one time. Game changer. I was like, what the fuck is this? Game changer. Try it sometime. That was. And then lastly.
Skinny's like chili.
Lastly. That was in my really fat boy days where like I'd eat a whole fucking like I'd eat like whatever like
it's like it reminds me of the Family Guy. Okay, diabito, and then they push him. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't do that no more. Good. Now it's either chili or pizza rolls. Like it's not combined.
Yeah, Skinny's like I'm trying to get skinny, so it's like one or the other. But
all right, and then last one. I'm actually kind of interested to hear what you say because, like, clearly we all probably know mine, but, like, what is your favorite Super Bowl?
Okay. So I talked about the one, but I think I'm going to pivot because both of them were really good Super Bowls. I was going to say the Patriots and Falcons Super Bowl because that was a really crazy Super Bowl, but I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say Steelers, Cardinals.
Ooh, that's a good pick. I like that one.
That was a good fucking Super Bowl, man. Like Cardinals were like 8-8 or 9-7 or something like that. They really didn't have that crazy of a record to make it to Super Bowl. Maybe they're 10-6. I don't know. They weren't that crazy of a team. Larry Fitzgerald went in the playoffs that year. Yeah. He wanted that Super Bowl so damn bad. You had prime Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Boldin. Freaking yeah!
It's not.
You had did it happen again though?
It gave you a thumbs up when you did thumbs up.
Oh, all right. Anquan Boldin. You had freaking Kurt Warner. God bless Iowa, dude. You had all these players. You had defense. You had probably Calais Campbell, I'd imagine, and Darnell Dockett and
Clay Matthews.
Calais Campbell's been.
Played for the Cardinals.
No,
not at that point.
No, right? He didn't. The Packers. He never played for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pretty. Who the fuck am I thinking of?
Clay Matthews.
No, who was the linebacker for the Cardinals?
He's white.
What year was it?
They had what's his face? Adrian Wilson. They had 2000. It'd be 2009, I believe. 2010, 2009 or 10. They didn't have that crazy roster. I think their running back was Beanie Wells. They had Stevenson as their third wide receiver.
I'm looking up the
That team wasn't. Yeah. Steelers,
Kurt Warner,
Antonio
Anquan
Hall.
Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald, Tim Hightower.
Oh,
Clive
Tim
Campbell,
Hightower was the.
Darnell Dockett, Chike Okafor, Carlos Dansby. I think I'm thinking of a.
Oh, Dansby. I forgot about Dansby.
I think I'm thinking
Carlos
of a guy
Dansby.
like later time frame maybe.
Who else? You keep naming names.
Clark Higgins, Bryant McFadden. Ooh, Dominique Rogers-Clamarty.
Oh, dude. He has like 25 kids.
Adrian Wilson, Antron
Yep.
Bull.
Antron Bull.
I'm just looking at what they had for like non-starters real quick.
There were some guys. I remember Adrian
Why is
Wilson.
Calais
Sure.
Campbell listed twice? That doesn't make any sense.
But that was a cool Super Bowl because that was the
Matt
Madden
Leinart?
intro too. Oh yeah, Matt Leinart, dude, the GOAT, Matt Leinart. USC. I'm pretty sure he was a Heisman too. Matt Leinart was.
Yeah.
But that was a crazy Super Bowl because then you had the Pittsburgh Steelers who were like Santonio Holmes, Plexico Burris, I believe.
Wasn't even though they lost, wasn't Larry Fitz's catch on the Madden cover? You know.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah, like-
the Madden cover was like the Madden intro. Like they used to. Why does Madden not do that anymore? Because like Madden 13's intro, probably one of the best intros with like Ray Lewis. I'm older. Of course I'm older. You need to put that on this podcast, dude. That is the best intro. I'm telling you. But they had like Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu as the cover, and they're just sitting there talking, and it's like Troy Polamalu, like Larry Fitzgerald. I don't know, dude. It was a good Madden. Good Madden, good Super Bowl. Just crazy. What's James Harrison had like a pick six before the half, and
Yeah, dude,
I
it's
don't know. That was
crazy
like
to
one
think
of the
about.
first Super
Big
Bowls
old
I remember.
James Harrison running down the field.
Dude, that defense was crazy though. They had Troy Polamalu, James Harrison. They had I don't know if they had Ike Taylor. I don't know who their corners were, but they had such a solid defense. All these players, probably not Joey Porter. That's probably too old. But look at the Steelers' defense, dude. Look at the Steelers' roster, dude. That was a crazy team. Running back.
2009 Steelers finished third in the North.
Rashad Mendenhall.
They went 9-7.
The Steelers did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That had to have been what's the face Super Bowl. First Super Bowl.
Ben Roethlisberger, Rashard Mendenhall. That's a name that I don't remember. You know, like
I remember.
Santonio Holmes, Hines Ward, Heath Miller at tight end.
Hines Ward. Yep, Heath Miller.
Travis
Didn't have Burr.
Kursky, Casey Hampton, Brett Kiesel, Lamar Woodley.
Casey Hampton, Brett Kiesel. Holy shit.
James Farrar, Lawrence Timmons, James Harrison, Ike Taylor, Willie Gay,
Ike Taylor was on it.
Ryan Clark. Yeah.
Ryan Clark. Holy crap, that's a name that I haven't heard about in a long time. Just crazy players. Good Super Bowl. Hard-hitting Super Bowl. Too bad Kurt Warner couldn't win one for the Cardinals. I feel bad for Cardinals fans because that was the best shot that they had. Just crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, so if anybody knows me, and probably can assume, my favorite Super Bowl was Super Bowl 52. when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
The year the Minnesota Vikings should have won their first Super Bowl.
Y'all were not going to beat Tom Brady.
We were Tom Brady. Dude, you guys cheated.
They had Mike Wallace that year, too.
And Mike Wallace. AB might have been on that team, too.
No.
No, he was a year after.
I think so.
You mean the year that you guys won by an illegal formation?
Oh, my goodness.
That year. The year that Carson Wentz wasn't good enough to bring you to the Super Bowl, so Nick Foles needed to.
Motherfucker tore his ACL and played 4 plays after.
I'm telling you.
Dude,
I'm telling you. If Carson Wentz was there, you guys wouldn't have won that Super Bowl.
There's a lot of what ifs. What if
I know you guys wouldn't have.
Yeah, okay, but that's like saying, what if so-and-so never got hurt, or what if so-and-so, like, there's so many what ifs for everything.
Wouldn't have happened, Skinny. I just know it.
That Super Bowl, what's crazy about that Super Bowl is I was still in college when that happened. So, literally, the Super Bowl happened, I celebrated for like 20 minutes, and then I had to write a paper. That was due that night. I didn't get to celebrate it. You were a bastard and got me a Nick Foles Super Bowl ring instead of a Carson Wentz one.
Dude, are you kidding me? Are you joking?
Dude,
that's the only right answer to that equation.
Could have just
college educated and said Nick Foles or fucking Carson Wentz. Dude.
No, dude, like, that game was just so crazy. It was so back and forth. I mean, the game finished like 41-33, but like Nick Foles and Tom Brady both just balled the fuck out. Tom Brady had over 500 yards passing. Like, it was just super crazy. Our kicker, Jake Elliott, who arguably to me is, top 3 in the league, maybe even top 2 currently even. Like, he's a rookie. Missed an extra point, comes in, kicks a huge field goal, makes it, puts us up big. Derek Barnett, the strip sack to really end the game on Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Corey Clement.
LeGarrette Blount.
Corey Clement and Nelson Aguilar having their biggest games of their lives. Like, I really wanted to go climb some fucking greased up light poles that year, all right? But
he wanted to do that. He wanted to eat horse shit and throw beer cans at Casey Keenum's family.
When you look at it, I would take that roster of 2017 over our last year's roster that went to the Super Bowl. Like, night and day. Like, I know we have a lot of the same players in terms of, like, offensive line and stuff, but, like, that 2017 roster was fucking crazy. We were underdogs pretty much every fucking game, it seemed like. And, well, I guess that's largely because of Nick Foles, but, like, everybody balled out. Everybody needed to do what they needed to do. Our defense was stellar. You weren't relying on one guy to do it all. Like, take me back. Like, what was it? Yesterday was, like, the anniversary to it, and man, I'm like on my Snapchat, on Twitter, and I'm just like, the good old days. But here we are. We got at least a Super Bowl, unlike the Minnesota Vikings.
As a very big Dallas Cowboy fan, we just win them all, dude. We won like 3 of them. 4 of them, whatever, however many we did. We're just the best.
All right, we are officially on number, I think, 11 of changing up your favorite team of this season. All right, so lastly we have clearly the Super Bowl game, the Chiefs versus the 49ers. With our pick'ems, clearly I think we both agree the same thing. For me, it's hard to bet against Patty Mahomes. Again, I've said it numerous times on this podcast, the playoffs. It's hard to bet against Patty Mahomes. He's been there. He's done it. The Chiefs could look mediocre all season, all they wanted. Could look mediocre all they wanted during the playoffs and still winning. I'm gonna take them in the Super Bowl with the experience, and as long as you have Patty Mahomes as your quarterback, you can't count him out.
True. Kirk Cousins has been in the league for how many seasons? This year, 13. Got drafted
12.
in 11.
Yeah, it'd be 13.
13
Well,
years
12,
in this.
12 going
12
13,
regular season. Yeah, going on 13. 12 years. In 12 years, no one has beat or has gotten beat by Kirk Cousins and won the Super Bowl. It's over a decade. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Chiefs are not gonna lose this game. You got Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, and Patrick Mahomes. That's a trio for success, and the NFL is going to be like, refs, let Patrick throw this ball and let it be pass interference.
Okay. From refs aside, I'm trying to keep my decisions without refs.
Dude, it's gonna be the Colts, it's gonna be the Colts. Go Colts! It's gonna be the Chiefs.
Yeah, Joe Thuney might not play again. Might not play with a pec issue, so that'll be big for their offensive line. The way Pacheco and Rice have stepped up and played for the Chiefs, if you were looking at let's say Game 4 of the year type thing, situation they had going on, and now I'd be like, all right, if we're looking at Game 4, Game 4 team, I'd be very questionable. And the 49ers were hot.
Two different teams.
Yeah, two different teams. Brock, again, I love Brock. Iowa State quarterback, Iowa State fan. I was big on Brock. I just don't think, even with the talent that they have around him, that he is capable of winning those super big games. I mean, look at college. Yeah, he's one of the most declarated Iowa State quarterbacks, which isn't hard to do, first of all.
Mm-mm.
But when it came to big games, he couldn't win some of those big games. He could ball out, he could compete.
Seneca Wallace, Brock Purdy, though.
Brock Purdy is the best quarterback to play at Iowa State. It's in terms of if you're looking at everything, yes. That's like saying
Seneca was way crazier.
Well, yeah, that's like saying Michael Vick is better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady's winning while Michael Vick is crazy to watch. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Seneca. Seneca wasn't winning games. Iowa State football has been terrible, and Brock Purdy really helped change that around. Clearly, we got a different head coach and one that's been able to win. But he wasn't like Jalen Hurts. He played Oklahoma. They came up short losing to Oklahoma. Clearly, some coaching decisions factored into that. But I'm also going to take Andy Reid as a head coach against Kyle Shanahan as a head coach.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I want the 49ers probably to win, but my heart says the Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah. I didn't even want this to be a Super Bowl. I wanted two quarterbacks that have never won a Super Bowl to be played for their first Super Bowl. But, yeah.
I wanted Chiefs Lions. I feel like that would have been the best Super Bowl.
Yeah, Chiefs Lions would have been good. I think even the Ravens Lions would have been good. This is what the NFL wanted in terms of everything. You want your golden boy quarterback, best quarterback in the league, guy that's probably is a Hall of Famer if he were to have a career-ending injury or whatever. He's a Hall of Famer against the last pick of the draft. I mean, what better storylines are you going to get from there? But yeah, as much as I like Brock Purdy, as much as I like that Niners team, I love CMC, great running back, George Kittle, Iowa guy. I would love to see them win a ring. I just don't think when it comes to the Super Bowl that you're going to be able to beat Patty Mahomes. Just at this point, it's pretty much we're. What's crazy to think about is we're at the point where Tom Brady, with Tom Brady, if Tom Brady was in a Super Bowl, he was typically favored. He was typically the one you expected to win. everybody, he's been the GOAT for
Yeah.
many people for a long time. And we have, I can't say the second coming of Tom Brady, but we have a guy that's able to play quarterback at a high level, win with whatever roster he's getting put with, as he's shown,
Yeah.
leading to the Super Bowl, has won 2, and potentially, I think will win his 3rd, and it's hard to go against somebody that's been proven to be able to win and be in these moments and win. They were losing at halftime against the Eagles, came back and won. He's met the diversity. It's not like he's been favored in every game. So I'd love to see a different Super Bowl winner. I'd love to see Brock get his first, but I'd love to see CMC get a ring. But yeah,
I probably will be rooting for the 49ers just because, that's so hard, though. If Taylor Swift was out of the equation, I do like Misa Patty Mahomes and Travis Kelce, but I feel like Taylor Swift has ruined the Chiefs for me.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of the NFL. I was headed down that path for a while, but I also took a step back and was like, you also have to think other quarterbacks have had celebrity girlfriends in their primes, and nobody clearly not as big as Taylor.
It's a little bit different though. Tony Romo dating Jessica Simpson and then breaking up with her because he said she was fat or some shit like that. Pretty crazy, but that's different than Taylor Swift is so much bigger than Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I agree. Clearly she is bigger. Or Tom Brady with Giselle, who, we've had
or Russ with what's her face,
Sierra. We have quarterbacks with celebrity influence, but I agree. Taylor Swift is the bigger of everything else, but compared to other people's. But I definitely think the Chiefs are going to pull this out. My guess is Super Bowl MVP. I don't know if you've thought about this, but my Super Bowl MVP, I don't think it's going to be Patty Mahomes. I think it's going to be Travis Kelce. So,
really,
yeah.
I'm going to say the Super Bowl MVP is going to be Isaiah Pacheco. I want to say Rashid Rice, but I'm just going to say Isaiah Pacheco because he runs too damn hard for how fast he is.
I can see that one. Just because the 49ers running defense has been very beatable.
So, mid.
Yeah, no, I agree. But with that, good Super Bowl episode. I hope everybody enjoys their Super Bowl. We got one more episode next week. I'm going to have a guest appearance next week, my father. So that'll be a fun time.
The champ! I passed over the belt to, the true champion of last year, so 1 point, 2 points.
The fact that I have to relive with this months after it already happened is bullshit. It pisses...
Dude, me and Mark are going to go off on that, dude.
Dude,
That's
the day
all
he came over and got the belt for me, I was so sad. I was like, this should have been...
Dude, you were sad on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. I was like, dude, what a terrible way. And to lose the way you did, man. Oof. Oof.
But, all right, go follow us on the X. I got the TikTok. The X and TikTok, both 2drunkguys_pod. We got Instagram. We got Facebook group. If you want to join, message us. I can get you on there. I think it's a private group, so I got to invite you or you got to request to add it. Instagram. Follow us, on YouTube. Biggest thing, we are over 50 subscribers, so we got to our goal before the Super Bowl.
We got it.
Next goal is to get that 100. And like we said, we're going to be taking some time off after this next week's episode, so
revamp it a little bit.
Come back with better things, whatever. It's hard to come up with things during the off season, especially with all this. So we'll figure it out. We'll bring in you content either if it's on pod or if it's on one of those social medias.
Media.
Make sure you spread the word. Get us out there to your friends. Go ahead and
like and subscribe.